We are tracking two hurricanes this morning. The first, Jose, which is in between the United States East Coast and Bermuda, tracking north.
And then we have Maria, a powerful hurricane that is strengthening this morning. It is a busy tropical setup right now. We have Lee behind Maria, but it is Jose and Marie that will have direct impacts to land over the next couple of days.
Now, Jose really in the process of slowly weakening, while Maria continues to gather strength.
Now, we've been watching Jose throughout the weekend. Jose has been pulling north, and that north movement has continued. But when you take a look at Jose now and compared it to the satellite that we just saw from yesterday, it looks vastly different.
It's lost that the symmetrical shape that it had yesterday. Most of this, the convection, the clouds, the rain weighted to the north side of Jose, and also supporting that at least slow weakening trend is with the latest update. We've seen those sustained winds drop.
Yeah, down to 75 miles per hour. Nonetheless, it's causing problems with surf, and there's still quite a bit of rain and wind around Jose.
The movement is still to the north at 9 miles per hour, but that is going to change. The question, Bernie, is when does it change?
That's always the question, isn't it?
It's a tough one.
Yeah, we're going to draw. I love the water vapor loop. It's the X-ray of the atmosphere. That's what I call it. All right, here is Jose, and I want to direct your attention to all of this white. This is moisture on the color water vapor loop here. You'll notice it's moving from southwest to northeast. We have a little dip in the jet stream across the central part of the United States. That's going to move east later tonight and into tomorrow. And once this system starts getting closer to the eastern seaboard, our steering flow starts to come in out of the west-southwest. And when that happens, that is when Jose will be pushed to the northeast. Now, my concern is, Laura, is that this may be a little slower than what all of the evidence suggests at this point. And there's a big difference between about 30 to 40 miles with this track, especially for, let's say, along the Maryland, Delaware beaches, let's say Ocean City, all the way up toward the Jersey coast.
So right now we're thinking winds along the Jersey Shore, likely in that 40-mile-per-hour range. But a track to the west, say, of 30 miles could increase those winds, say, closer to 50 or 55 or even 60.
There's that north turn. That'll be tomorrow afternoon. So that's the time that we're going to really focus on when that turn will be. Now, we do believe there will be a turn by, let's say, Wednesday afternoon, but also if that north turn is delayed, that will also increase the impacts, the wind and the rain, to the eastern tip of Long Island and the Cape, and perhaps even a little farther north into Providence and Boston.
And the other thing is, for this to make that slow but steady right-hand turn, it has to slow down. So as it slows down, we're going to see some of the same areas, see the high wave action day after day. And look at the waves on your screen. These are impressive, and they continue to propagate to the north and northwest, which brings them right along the coastline, beach erosion.
Yeah, no matter where the track goes, this is going to be a problem. And you know, you're right, Laura. Look how all of that area, the yellow and the red, the 20 to 25-foot area is moving north. Now, those are offshore waves. We're not going to get that on the coast, but it's that pounding of the surf for days and days that causes the problems. And, Laura, when we have times of high tide, that's going to compound the issue.
Additionally, we have a rip current risk. So this is not the week to be in the water. That includes the Delmarva Peninsula from Rehoboth Beach all the way north towards, say, the Jersey Shore, Wildwood, Sea Isle City, as you head north to Long Island, even Cape Cod. All of these spots are going to see a significant rip current risk. So the big message here is to stay out of the water.
All right, the glancing blow from this is going to be the Maryland, Delaware beaches up to the Jersey Shore. There's going to be some rain. There will be some downpours, and we're looking for wind gusts of 40 miles per hour. That does include the south shore of Long Island. If that north turn or that northeast turn is delayed, then you increase the rain and then you increase the winds for those areas. But certainly, it is the Cape, the islands, and southeastern New England that will bear the brunt.
Especially as we go into later tomorrow night, and early Wednesday. And Jose is not the only game in town in terms of the tropics. In fact, we are closely monitoring Maria this morning.
We're going to take you out to St. Croix right now. St. Croix missed the worst of Irma. Meanwhile, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands really got hit hard. And the concern is here, Jeff, that Maria is strengthening. And it looks to Laura and I and everybody else, this is making a beeline for St. Croix and Puerto Rico.
Yeah, not good news at all. St. Croix, the southernmost of the U.S. Virgin Islands. We have St. Thomas, St. John to the north, and somebody on a bench there right now. I suspect others are feverishly making the final preparations for a nasty major hurricane landfall real close to St. Croix, if not directly over the island, as we move on into Tuesday night and Wednesday. Right now, Maria has strengthened. We have winds of 110 miles per hour. It's been on a strengthening trend over the past day or two, and we expect that, unfortunately, to continue for the next day or so as it approaches Puerto Rico. But we have some of you may be tuning in from some of the Lesser Antilles. We have the northern Windward Islands and the southern Leeward Islands this time facing the brunt of Maria tonight into tomorrow. Conditions are already deteriorating in some of these islands. Here is the rain, and you can see the rain is expanding west. Very heavy rain beginning to pick up in some islands like Dominica and also to the south into Martinique. And here we have the impact graphic showing that into Tuesday, so now through tonight and into the day tomorrow, it's the Leeward Islands, and some of these areas have been ravaged by Irma. If there's any good news in those areas, the northernmost Leeward Islands, they're going to be facing probably just tropical storm force winds, but we have a true hurricane to the south. And then into Wednesday, this is a big issue for the British Virgin Islands. Roadtown, you were in the eye of Irma, and we'll still have tropical storm conditions in Roadtown in the BVIs. And then into the U.S. Virgin Islands, we expect to have a major problem, and Puerto Rico, we missed the worst of it with Irma in Puerto Rico, but this time around, I don't think we're going to escape a powerful, possibly Category 4 hurricane. Right now, it's a strong 2. We expect it to become a 3 as it crosses some of these northern Windward and southern Leeward Islands. Some of these are mountainous, but they're not large enough land masses to really disrupt the strengthening of this storm. So that's bad news for Puerto Rico, and we certainly hope that you take this storm very seriously. It's not going to be another Irma in Puerto Rico. This will be worse in Puerto Rico, without a doubt, with the storm track as it is. Right now, Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands under a hurricane watch, but you will be escalated to a warning probably tonight, tomorrow, at some point. But Tuesday night into Wednesday, you get hit with a hurricane there. And we have Martinique, St. Lucia, especially north of St. Lucia, and Dominica facing the brunt of this storm. And in Dominica, we have mountains almost 4,000 feet tall. So that's a big deal there with the flooding rain, 4 to 8 inches of rain and a storm surge as well. This map shows the comparison with Irma in the dashed line and then our current storm Maria. And you'll notice that at least for the areas that were hit hardest in the northern Leeward Islands, this time around it'll be a near miss just to the south with tropical storm conditions. But we're really concerned about the crowd there in Martinique and areas just to the south with this storm. We're going to send it back to you guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this could be an absolutely catastrophic storm for St. Croix and Puerto Rico. And as Jeff mentioned, the rain is going to cause problems already across parts of Dominique, Martinique, and Guadeloupe.
The other very scary thing is some of these locations are still running below where they normally would be because of the impacts that we've seen from Irma. So this is terrible news. We want you to stay with us for all the latest.
Yeah, stay with us. Thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live. Stay tuned to AccuWeather.com. We'll continue to have videos and stories as all of this unfortunately unfolds.